What's up YouTube, Streets of Rage Online, Mr. Dean, being joined by Jay Moonflower.
What's up guys?
And we're going to do some talking about speculation, thoughts, and wishes for Streets of Rage 4. Now before we start in that video, I'd like to say thank you guys for helping us reach 100 subscribers. It's been pretty tough rebuilding the YouTube, the website, and everything else as far as the community goes. But yeah, we've made it to 100 subscribers, so now we're going to do our Q&A at the end of the video. And if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below. Sorry, kind of messed up there. Anyway, thoughts and speculations and everything on Streets of Rage 4. Now, as you guys know, I talked about earlier in the other video, a lot of stuff that's going on with the gameplay. Well, more recently, we just found out that yes, the special meter and everything has been pretty much fused with the health bar. So now whenever you lose health when using a special, you have a chance to bring that health back. But it isn't like the focus attack in Street Fighter 4 like I thought before. It actually works very differently from that. It's actually a new type of mechanic. I don't have anything to compare it to actually. Basically what happens is you have potential health that comes back. But the only way it comes back is if you are attacking. So if you land these successful attacks, that's what heals your health from whenever you use your special. I think it's actually a really cool and strategic way to encourage the player to be more aggressive in the game. And it also helps you understand when and when not to use your special. Now I don't know if the special takes away health when you just use it normally or after you hit an enemy, but I'm going to assume that if they're doing it this way, it might be the same way it was in Streets of Rage 2, where your defensive special only loses health when you hit something and your forward special only loses health after it completely finishes. Hopefully that's the case. That's what I'm speculating on that. Another thing I found out is that juggles so far, unfortunately, is like the one in Streets of Fury, where enemies can juggle you as well, and they can juggle you endlessly. Now, I'm not very happy about that one, but I assume that they're gonna fine-tune it. I also found out more recently as well, they actually did not mean for the jump kick to not knock down, and they have fixed that since they've gotten feedback on that. So now we know that probably wasn't intentional, I guess. But that is my speculation on the gameplay so far. What are your thoughts hearing that as far as the juggles and the specials and everything?
I think that the specials and all is cool because it kind of gives you that chance to, well, it sounds like it gives you that chance to not die so much, at least if I'm understanding it right. At least not die so much if you're using your special a lot, I mean. But the juggles part is the part where I'm just kind of yeah, I might need to throw the whole game away because that part I'm not in agreement with. I don't know, seeing the juggling from before, I don't know, that was just really frustrating that enemies could juggle you, especially when you get caught between 2 or 3 different enemies. And if it's anything like that, I'm really gonna be more frustrated with the game and probably not I don't know, it sounds like it wouldn't be enjoyable like that anymore.
Yeah, we also seen that kind of juggling in Streets of Rage 2X, which is a Beats of Rage mod. But we see that very often in Beats of Rage mods that have juggling. You get juggled endlessly by enemies, and it sucks because most of the time the modders don't put in something that helps you
break that.
Yeah, it helps you counter that kind of thing. But I'm not gonna put the game down yet for that, because I do feel as though it could be fine-tuned, and it could actually end up being more like either Fighting Rage. Fighting Rage has a very good juggling system, and they have different mechanics that help you not get endlessly juggled by enemies, as well as the fact that even normally, even if you don't recover in Fight and Rage at all, you can't be juggled endlessly. Eventually you will fall and the attacks will miss.
Yeah, see, if it's something like Fighting Rage, then then I'm kind of more down with that, because at least it's not as bad.
Yeah, I'm still not a big fan of juggles in the game in general, but I am okay with juggling if it's done right. Now, there's another game, a good example is Double Dragon Advance has juggling, and it's very tame in that game. It's not, it's not this thing where you're just constantly juggling them endlessly, or they're constantly juggling you in them endlessly. Like there's actual a balance to the juggling, and juggling actually adds a layer of gameplay just to the combat system. So if it's like that, if they manage to fine tune it where juggling isn't something that is priority in the game, and it's not something that ruins the gameplay, then I'm okay with the juggling in that sense. But again, it's a very sensitive and touchy thing because you never know how that stuff works out.
I feel like without seeing like the example of what kind of juggling that they have in mind, it's kind of hard to have like a full opinion behind it.
Yeah, ultimately we just have to get hands-on in order to understand how that's going to pan out. And there's not really much I can really say there, but like I said, we have at least something to go by, and that would be Streets of Fury. But I don't want to go by Streets of Fury, because if we do go by that, because Streets of Fury has horrible juggling.
Yeah, no, that was bad. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'd be more okay with the juggling if we weren't getting, like, juggled back to back by enemies, too.
Yeah, and sadly, that's the only thing we have to really go by, because the team behind that game is working on this game, and that's the only beat 'em up. It really is the only game they've ever made. Officially, officially released. I won't say that it's I won't say that it's the only game that they've made. They probably made games before, but it's the only game that they've released officially. And while the game was fun, it had fun combos and all that stuff. Stuff like the juggling was pretty bad.
Yeah, stuff like the juggling just kind of ruined it.
And it also had this issue of like just having hordes of enemies on screen, and I really, really, really hope that that's not going to be a thing in this game, because you have, and I know there's people that feel 3 is better than 2. Honestly, like I can't share that opinion. I love 2 a lot more than 3, and I feel like 2 is a good standard to go off of when it comes down to enemy placement, enemy progression, the number of enemies, just a lot of things to go off of with 2. And it seems like they are basing a lot of this stuff on 2. Like I said before, I haven't seen anything about running or rolling from 3, which I hope that they do add that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want them to just backtrack.
That'd be something nice to add.
Yeah, like, I don't want them to just backtrack and make this Streets of Rage 2.5. Like, I don't want this to be a Street Fighter 4 thing, where they're just backtracking and they're just forgetting all the great mechanics that were actually introduced in 3. Running, rolling, dash attack with weapons, weapon specials, upgraded blitz attacks. But add the upgraded blitz attacks without the upgrade system. Like give us like inputs, like down forward attack to do Axel's Dragon Wing and stuff like, not Dragon Wing, Dragon Hook or Grand Hook. I think it was called Grand Hook. I don't remember the name of it, but give us those moves, but give us inputs to do them instead of having the upgrade system. Since this is going to be a 3-button game, give us stuff like that. But don't like leave out all the stuff that 3 introduced that was actually good just because of the reception of that game. Like, I don't want to see that happen.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing that I would like to talk about is the story. Like, our thoughts and speculation on the story. There isn't a lot to go off on, but I kind of like how the characters' designs kind of tell a bit of a story. I said this in the trailer analysis video, but I feel like Axel like I feel like the gap between Axel and Blaze, as far as like their return, like Blaze seemed to have aged pretty gracefully. Like she looks as young as she did before, whereas Axel, you know, I don't think the beard makes him look older, but just everything about,
it looks like he went through something.
yeah, everything about his character, like the clothes, the, you know, him being bearded, long scruffy hair, like all those things tell me that he's gone through a lot. And maybe he ended up quitting the Force again. Maybe like things have gotten corrupted again. He just got really tired of it and just left. And you know, things like that, like, is very telling just looking into his character, because if you look at the older games, you know, he wasn't, you know, as upbeat as the other characters. You know, if you looked at the cutscene stuff from 3, you can tell he was pretty hot-blooded. But at the same time, you know, he did smile here and there. Like, but here he's just all stoic and like no smiles from this guy, man. Like it looks like he's gone through some shit.
Like he's way more serious, and I feel like, you know, in that close-up of his face in the trailer, you know, like, you see it on him, like, he's gone through something. Like, Axel's, like, it really mellowed him.
Yeah, he's been mellowed out a lot. It really looks like he, and hell, I could even see it in his face when he's doing a grand upper. Like, you know, he still has that hot-blooded thing going on. Hell, even in this screen where he's dodging Kelsey's punch, like, look at that pissed off face, man. You don't want to mess with Axel when he's that pissed off, dude. Like,
he's about to cuss him out.
Oh man, he's probably yelling all kinds of obscenities as he's beating the crap out of him after this, man. But it's like on a title screen too, he looks very serious, man. Like, and Blaze just looks really upbeat. Like she's just youthful. Like she's just been at it, you know, doing whatever she's doing.
She's been living her best life until, you know, they got called back to whatever's going on now.
Yeah, and it also makes me think that the team is split up at this point and really hasn't been in contact. Because the way you see Blaze come into the picture, it's like Axel is seeing her for the first time in a long time.
Or like he wasn't really expecting her to be there like that.
Yeah, and to me, like the trailer kind of gives us a thing of like, yeah, Axel's still in the street beating up punks. And that's just all he's been doing. However long this game is from 3, that's all he's been doing is beating up punks on the street, and he just hasn't let go.
Yeah, kind of like he's been like lone wolfing it for a while, maybe.
Yeah, and then it's like, unlike Cody though, he hasn't been put in jail for doing it. Like this is, it just seems like they're going the Cody route without putting him in jail. Like he's just out there beating down punks, dude.
Is that what you meant by like he looks fat?
Yeah,
because I see it now.
Yeah, see,
I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah, this screenshot is where everybody keeps saying he looks really fat and he has a dad bod and stuff. I think it's just the shirt.
It's really just the shirt stretching out.
Yeah, I think the shirt is just stretching out. Like, and the game's a little bit cartoony too, so it's probably exaggerated.
You guys, we all wear clothes. We should all know how a t-shirt works.
Yeah, because in the trailer he doesn't really look. I mean, he doesn't look as in shape as he was before, but he doesn't look out of shape either.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he put on weight like that.
So I mean, he could have a bit of a dad bod, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not bothered by that. That just tells me that even
he aged.
Yeah, even through him aging, he can still kick ass, and that, you know, that to me is pretty cool. But I mean, that's all I could really say as far as the story goes. I mean, as far as the main team goes and everything. But like I said, the woman at the end and the burning money on the title, not the title card, but the key art, the burning money has Mr. X's face on it. So with that,
oh, does it?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it has Mr. X's face on the burning dollar bills. And then at the end of the trailer, of course, we've seen this new woman who, like I said, I don't think she's just a standard enemy, or
it didn't feel like no standard enemy shot.
Yeah, I mean, she could be a standard boss, but like I said, the way she was introduced, it seems to me like she's going to be the new end boss. And like I said before, like Axel going for the grand upper after it introduced her reminded me a lot of the Street Fighter 2 Turbo intro, where you see Ryu charging up a Hadouken, and it's just constantly flashing Akuma. You know.
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminds me a lot of that. So I'm really thinking that this is the end boss, and that tells me that Mr. X is gone. But I don't think. I mean.
But with the money though, like you really think like Mr. X would just be like gone like that?
I think the burning money is a symbolism that he is gone. But I still personally don't think that he's dead. Not because I don't like the brain in the jar thing, mainly because looking at the inconclusive ending where there is another Mr. X sitting in a chair, and the fact that in Project Cross Zone 2, even though it's not canon, they kind of hinted at this thing where Mr. X is able to transfer his consciousness through all the little robots and stuff that his syndicate has built. And then the top
so
of
it's
that,
basically like kind of doing some sci-fi shit where like he's putting his essence into these robots.
yeah, and I think it was like that in 3. Like in 3, it didn't really touch up on that, but he did talk to the team through Robo X, and you could tell it was him talking. It's not like they programmed the robot to say certain things.
To just sound like him.
Yeah, it's like, no, he was really talking to them. And I mean, and that whole thing was a trap anyway, so he was talking to them through that robot. And
That's
then,
funny.
you know, like I said, in Project Cross Zone 2, he actually talks through Break after you destroy him. Like, he still goes on about the Syndicate now. He's still going to get his revenge and everything. So
it could be like one of those things where he's gone, but he's not dead. He's just kind of like not.
he's laying low, like he's
Like he's not Kingpin no more.
Yeah, he's not the Kingpin. Like, obviously, this chick is probably taken over and taking his place, but he's not gone. Like, he's somewhere out there laying low, waiting for a right time to strike or something. Like, that's my thoughts. Like, I don't think he's actually dead. And, you know, to me, like, the brain in a jar thing is a little weird to me because, like I said, they have the funds and technology to not only make a robot clone of Axel, but various Terminator rip-offs. And then on top of that, Terminator rip-offs, one of them looked exactly like Mr. X until he burned the top half of his body off.
Yeah.
So you have these clones of Axel, you have these clones of Mr. X, you have these advanced robots that can...
So then why have the need for the brain in the jar then?
Yeah, and then all the best thing they can do for their commander-in-chief is put his brain in a vat. And then let's not even get into Neo X. That thing looks like a military-grade Gundam robot, even though his animations really sucked.
Yeah, those were not the best animations that they could have done.
Yeah, if they redrew that in this style, like...
It actually looked pretty cool.
Yeah, it would look pretty badass. I mean, we're talking about a mini Gundam looking kind of thing. This is some stuff you see in Shinobi 3 type of stuff, you know, and they have the technology and money to build all that stuff, but they can't do anything but put his brain in a vat. But I mean,
like, oops, sorry boss, but you know, we'll keep this around in case we can use it later.
yeah, and it's like, are these people really being ruled by a brain in a jar? Like, come on, man. I mean, granted, the technology around in that area, the final room where you fight in 3, it does look like it's a supercomputer or something. So maybe they use the brain as some kind of like source for all these robots and stuff, and he can control.
Plot twist.
Yeah, he can control all of these robots with his brain, which that's kind of cool too. But I don't know. Just the whole brain in the jar thing kind of.
I have to question that.
Yeah, it makes me feel like there was some kind of trap, another trap for them or something.
Or like it's not even really his brain; they're just like punking everybody out.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe they're not going to go that route. Maybe that really was his brain and he really is dead, gone, you know? But, I mean, that's my speculation. I would think that he's probably laying low somewhere. Or they found some kind of...
He's just waiting for the right moment to strike.
Yeah, or they found some kind of way to save him from that explosion. I mean, we're talking about his consciousness being transferred into different robots and stuff through his brain and that supercomputer. You know, I don't think, even if that whole thing blew up and the brain blew up with it, you know... They could have pulled a Bison and put him in one of these robot bodies or something. You know, you don't know. But either way, he's not in the picture. Like he's not the villain right now. we got a new villain. So as far as our wishes go, like I said, bring back the whole cast for me. But I definitely want to see Adam next. Like, I want Adam to be the next character, simply because of the fact that he's been gone for so long. And like I said, we got Axel and Blaze. We expected to get Axel and Blaze. We've seen their designs. Axel has a brand new design. Blaze has a design that we've been wanting for a while, which looks very similar to her Bare Knuckle 3 manual design with the black jacket and everything. So we got those cool things. The next thing to keep the momentum going is to introduce Adam, who hasn't been in the game since the very first game.
Yeah.
And people have been requesting him forever. So that's the next thing to me. That's my wish as far as like the progression goes for characters being introduced. But yeah, bring back all the characters, but make Adam next. Ooh, I mean, what are your thoughts and wishes as far as the characters go?
As far as the characters go, I mean, I feel like it's the same. I really feel like I would want to see Adam, Max, and Skate be brought back, because I kind of agree. Adam hasn't been in any other game since the first one, so it's just kind of like, I feel like it's more than overdue time for him to come back. I mean, Max is my boy, so I have to see Max. And Skate, it's just kind of like, why are we going to involve some little kid in fighting a bunch of these goons, and we're not going to see him at all, like, grown up when years later we finally bring the game back,
Yeah, like,
so it's kind of like, I don't like playing with Skate, but I would like to see him come back as an older version and be like, oh, okay, so this is what you've been up to, this is what you can do now, as an older man now,
Yeah, I actually want to see, I want to see him still be a Speedy character, even with him being grown.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
He doesn't have to be buff like the other guys, like, he could be, like, very lean.
Yeah, he can still be like this little slim kid, but like,
You just make him a really slim dude, like maybe make them, about as tall as the other characters, but just slim, slim build, but still athletic and very fast and quick, and of course let him keep the skates, make him just one of those kids. Like I said, we got hipsters and stuff now going on, so make him one of those kids that haven't let go.
One of those little retro hipsters.
Yeah, make him one of them retro hipsters that hasn't let go of the 90s. Like, let him still skate around on his rollerblades and stuff. Give him the Jet Set Radio treatment.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's got his own little skate park.
Yeah, he could have his own skate park or whatever. Well, I don't know. It depends on how old he is. Like, if he's in his early 20s or something, he could be still in college and stuff and just doing all kinds of stuff. Like, I see.
He's like mentoring kids.
Yeah, I see him as somebody who's super athletic. He's probably been into other sports and stuff, and
like, he just got involved in whatever he could like be active with.
Yeah, like, and that's why he's so good at what he does when it comes down to fighting these goons. And we've seen he's able to throw the fat guys in all three games, not all three games, but every game that he's in, even when the other characters weren't able to. And it's like, yeah, I chalked it up to video game logic. Video game logic, but I also think of it as like, he's just very athletic and he's strong for his age, and with momentum and leverage and everything, and having the power to do stuff like that, like, it just tells me that
especially when you're using like your enemy's weight against them. So I mean, that
could just be a whole thing with Skate. Like, and like I said, I hope they up the whole risk reward thing with him as well. Like, I like that in 2, it was tough to use him, but whenever you knew how to use him, you can hit pretty hard and you can kill enemies pretty fast. It was actually kind of funny how Blaze was like the one that was the hardest to kill enemies with, when you had Skate, who was supposed to be weaker than Blaze. But that's because Skate, when you learn how to use him, he hits hard. He has attacks that hit really hard, and they're very risky to use. So I hope they keep that kind of stuff going. I hope they have him be very athletic. As far as like gameplay goes for Max and Adam, me, I'm all about the Power Boys. So I want Max to do as much damage as he did before. I really don't think Max needs a lot of new stuff, to be honest with you. Maybe some chain grabs, maybe some counter grabs, like some anti-air counter grabs, some stuff like that,
Yeah, an air grab would actually really be nice for him, considering he's a wrestler.
Yeah, so it's just and don't give Max the ability to run. Like, come on, man. Like, we've seen what happened in Remake. Just Max is already overpowered as is when he has the ability to chain his combos properly. He doesn't need to be mobile either. Like that's I'll get into my wishes for the gameplay in a minute, but yeah. Look at Fight and Rage, where Ricardo only has a dash. Give Adam and Max the ability to dash, but not running. If they're gonna add running at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, same with Adam. Make him powerful. Give him the reach that he has. You can have two power characters. Max would be the grappler. Adam would just be the really hard hitter. Give him some juggle. Like, since there's juggling here, make him the king of juggles, because he's the one that had juggles in the first place.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 1, he juggled with his uppercut into kick. So make him the juggle king. Give him some crazy aerial stuff. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna have juggles, then yeah, give him some stuff in the air.
Give him something to impress the audience with.
No, give him some crazy spiking attacks. Like, give him a jumping haymaker that spikes the enemy in the ground, makes him bounce off the ground for a juggle. Crazy stuff like that. Like, he can knock them in the air, knock them down into the ground to keep his combo going and stuff like crazy stuff like that. Now, stuff like that I have seen in Streets of Fury. One of the boxing characters actually knocks the enemy down into the ground. He bounces up, and you can still combo him from that. Do that for Adam. That's the type of stuff I want to see from Streets of Fury. Since we got juggling and stuff, do stuff like that. Make Adam do stuff like that, and you've got a game for me, honestly. Because now you got Max, who does these insane grapple and maybe some chain grapples and stuff, and then you have Adam, who's just this crazy, owning the skies kind of guy. Like, he's slow on the ground, but once he's in the air, he's a terror. Have that kind of stuff happen, because jumping was he had the best jump, or he had about the same amount of jump as Blaze did. Him and Blaze had like the best jump in the game, but I'm thinking he had the best jump, and he
probably did.
And he had the best reach, and he had the best jump kick in Streets of Rage 1. So and then like I said, he can juggle. So focus on those things. Since there's juggling in this game, give him some good juggles, give him some good knock enemies into the ground, the continuous combo kind of thing. Give him the reach that he has, and make him powerful. Make him really powerful. Maybe just to bounce it out. He's slow. He's very slow and brooding. Doesn't have the ability to run, but he, like I said, he hits hard. He can juggle, all that good stuff. And then like I said, for Skate, just keep it. Make Skate should probably be momentum based. I don't know what kind of things they're gonna do.
Skate should have a pretty good run going on.
Yeah, he should have the best running ability. Maybe he's the only one who could run diagonally. Maybe he's the one that can turn around mid run and run the other way. Maybe give him a ton of mobility options. He's not, and his jumping ability is actually pretty bad. Obviously, considering he's wearing skates.
Yeah,
it makes sense. So make it where, like, when jumping is risk and reward, like it is in 2. You can jump, but you're gonna have to know what you're doing. You're gonna have to know what attack to land. You're gonna have to know what distance to jump and all that stuff in order to utilize his jump attacks and everything. Just make him, like I said, I like the risk reward with Skate. Like, make him a terror when you know how to use him, but give him a pretty hard difficulty curve to learn. And that that's what I got for as far as gameplay goes. And like I said with Zan, give him aerial dashes and stuff like that. You can do a lot of cool stuff with just the 6 characters. The 6 characters are already. There's already a good variety between.
There already seems like a lot of characters as it is. Like,
yeah,
honestly.
like you can have a lot of variety just between the 6 characters alone. So that to me is really cool, and that's the coolest thing about this series. So, like I said, I already know they're not going to just have Axel and Blaze. Like, come on.
I really hope not, because honestly,
I know they're not going to do it. It's
like it feels like the biggest like.
It'd be the letdown if it was.
Yeah, it feels like the biggest letdown because people have been waiting for this game for so fucking long, and like, you're gonna tell me you're only gonna bring back 2 of the main characters?
Yeah,
that don't even sound right.
It's too early in the game to really be saying that that's what they're doing, though. Like, I think people are being ridiculous about it. Like, they're not gonna just have Axel and Blaze. I'm telling you that right now. If they do it, I will eat my words. But I'm telling you right now, they're not gonna just have Axel and Blaze. They're gonna either bring back Skate and Max, and it's gonna be kind of a Street Race 2 thing, and I hope that's not the case. Or they're gonna slowly introduce characters, and they're gonna start with Adam, to complete the original trio, and then they're gonna bring back Skate and Max, and maybe we'll get Zan.
Or maybe they're just like making it look like Axel and Blaze are like the only 2 for now, but like. Maybe, in bringing back everybody else, they're gonna be, like, unlockable. Like, you have to beat them on a certain level, or, like, level of difficulty or whatever to, get Adam or get Max or whatever.
I mean, that, in a sense, would be cool, but I honestly hope they wouldn't do that. Like, I mean, if they're going to do that, I would at least...
if they're gonna go that route. Like,
I think if they're gonna do that, though, I think they should at least have the original trio. Just have Axel, Blaze, and Adam available, and then you unlock Max and Skate, Zan, Rue, as you go along. Now, my wishes for the starting cast would probably be, like I said, if they're not going to have all 6 characters, the starting cast should be Axel, Adam, and Blaze.
Yeah.
And, like I said, make Adam the powerhouse, Axel's the all-rounder, and Blaze can be the balanced, speedy character. And then give us a new character. Give us a brand new character that hasn't been seen before. And
it was Blaze's sister.
Jeez, Axel's wife, Adam's daughter. Like, give us a brand new character. Like, give us a brand new character. Actually, to be honest with you, I would hope that they would take those concepts from the 1999 concept and bring back, one of those characters and redesign them into something like better. Because, I mean, I'm thinking in that roster of the 4 characters, I think the character in yellow and purple was probably Skate, like a teenage Skate. So, obviously, he'd be out of the picture because he looks too much like Skate and Adam. And then, you had this character called Burn, and he was like Axel Jr. I would like for them to take that concept, redo it, Maybe he could be Axel's son. Maybe he could be one of Axel's students or something like that. And then make him, like, depending on how the moveset works, let's say this Axel plays a lot like Street Rage 2 Axel. Give his student the ability to play as like Street Rage 1 Axel or something like that. Just to show that he is his student, he does fight like Axel. But then, give him some brand new moves, brand new blitz attack, brand new special, something cool like that. But I wouldn't want that to be the first new character. Like, the first new character should be just somebody who, somebody who's just like, who brings some kind of new playstyle. I'm thinking Eri from the concept art. To me, she looks like a shinobi type character. So bring her in and give her some like ninja stuff. Give her all the new mechanics. We're talking like bouncing off of containers, like doing a wall jump off of like the phone booth, like here. Let her jump off of like the phone booth and the screen and walls and stuff. Like, give her the wall jump and all these.
Like the little street, whatever, like the little dividers or whatever the fuck they're called.
Yeah.
Like, have her bounce off that shit. Like,
have her be able to
attack.
bounce off of that and give her like a double jump. And, give her, like, for her special moves, instead of just regular specials, she used her kunais instead.
Yeah.
And, just like a shinobi tribute type character. That would be cool to have as, like, a 4th character.
Or, like, give her enough kunai as well to be able to hit, like, all enemies on screen.
Yeah, like, some cool stuff like that. Like, And her aerial special would be like what in Shinobi 3 where he does the kunai spray, where he sprays the kunai all over the place. Like,
yeah.
Stuff like that. See, that would be a cool fourth character who's like a brand new character, but brings something completely new, and then also does a tribute to another one of Sega's IPs that are very related to Streets of Rage. You know, be a nice tribute to Shinobi. Like that would just kill so many birds with one stone. And like I said, and it brings back a concept that I really liked from the canceled Streets of Rage 4 concept. It'd be Eri, and that would be cool. That would be my starting cast, and then from that point on, you unlock Max, Skate, Zan, Rue, maybe Shiva. You know, hey, maybe even Ash. Now, another thing that I want to see that Fighting Rage did was that I thought was awesome. Let the enemies be playable in extra modes. You know, give us extra modes too as well. Like I said, survival, time attack. You know,
Versus.
Yeah, versus. You know, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of versus. You know,
I'm not a
mainly
big
because I
fan
felt
of it
like
either.
they could have put the resources towards something else. But we don't have that problem now. So yeah, versus would be good. You know, make versus 4 players or something like that. You
Yeah,
know?
versus would be cool for like a group kind of thing.
Or, you know, even just practicing a move. But that's another thing. Have a training mode as well. That's something that Fighting Rage did I thought was awesome. Have a training mode that rewards you for mastering the combos and everything. Like you get a black belt and then you get like a new costume or something. And that's another thing.
Yeah, you unlock different colors through like the reward system.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Like make palettes, alternate palettes. If you're not gonna do alternate costumes, I hope they bring alternate costumes. But I know that's a lot of work. So if you have alternate palettes, make them like unlockable through doing stuff throughout the game. Like give us some content, man. Like, give us some content. You don't have to like have this fully fledged out story. Like just give us the basic cutscenes that lets us know what's going on, and then maybe have the character bios tell us what happened with the characters.
Yeah.
You know, that's what Remake did. From what I'm hearing, and has been confirmed that Motohiro is not going to be on the soundtrack. Yuzo hasn't been confirmed yet, but it sounds like he is going to be on the soundtrack. Hopefully they have a change order for Moto, because Moto is he was pretty good. Like, he had some good tracks in Streets of Rage 3 and in Streets of Rage 2. If I remember correctly, Moto was the one that helped with the expander track, and that to me is one of the most hypest tracks in the game. So I'd like to see him come back as well. But as I said before, I also want to see a new composer. You know,
It'd be nice to have someone new.
I suspect T. Lopes is going to be on this. I suspect that T. Lopes is going to be on this soundtrack.
That's maybe really fucking dope.
Because him and Yuzo worked on the
Right.
Wonder Boy
Oh, did they?
soundtrack. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, no. T. Lopes did the trailer for Wonder Boy. He did the music for the trailer for Wonder Boy. And Yuzo was on the actual soundtrack. So they've worked with these guys before. So my assumption, my hopes is that T. Lopes and Yuzo are going to be on this soundtrack. And
You gotta do like a collaboration this time.
oh my god! And if I think it's gonna sound really good. I think it's gonna sound really good. But I do want to see Moto do at least one track. Just get him on there. Get his name on there. You know, that's all I really care about as far as the music goes. Sound effects, please make the sound effects sound like they actually hurt. You know, like we're actually hitting people.
Don't make it sound very
Paper
hokey.
bag, yeah, paper bag, hitting a paper bag kind of thing, like in 3. I think that's it for my wishes from the game so far. You know, I mostly just want to get hands on and see how it plays. I'm gonna give my final thoughts. My final thoughts. I trust the team. I do think this game's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good to play at least. If they fix the juggling problem, that's the only thing that I'm worried about. I think it's going to be a great game. I just want to see more. I just want to get hands on it. I just want to play it. You know, I'm hoping that a demo pops up or something, like give us something to play. But other than that, like I do trust that the team is going to do well with this game. Well, so what are your final thoughts?
I mean, I'm still hyped for it. I still, you know, I'm really excited to see where this is gonna go. I hope, you know, it doesn't go kind of the Streets of Rage 3 route where I'm kind of like, I want to play any other game but that one. But I mean, I feel like as of right now, it's still kind of too early, and you know, I can't really sign the whole I trust the team. I don't trust anybody until I see more.
Yeah.
But you know, I still feel like it's all too early to make a lot of judgment. So I'm excited to sit back and see what else comes next.
Yeah, that's pretty much our final thoughts. And you know, so now we're just gonna get into question and answers, Q&A. Once again, thank you guys for getting us to 100 subs. Alex Roca Sanchez asks, please ask .emo if Koshiro is on board for Street Rage 4. It would be great to have any kind of additional Street Rage 4 info on the podcast, other than the announcement and the publishing devils behind it. As far as the podcast goes, I'm actually really hoping to get them on and talk to them about everything. So far, we don't have a lot of information as far as like Yuzo being on the team. Like I said before earlier, it does seem like it's confirmed that there's not going to be Motohiro, which kind of sucks, but I think it's just too early to say for sure that they're not going to be on the that he's not going to be on the OST. But yeah, like I said, we don't know for sure about Koshiro, and like I said, I'm just going to wait until it is confirmed. But from the sounds of it, he might actually be working. I'm thinking that it's going to be Yuzo and T-Lopes, personally. It just seems like that's something that's going to happen. But, you know, like I said, only time will tell. Let's see. Queenero 89. He actually asks us in Spanish. What are the best fan games? Hands down, I'd probably just have to say remake, honestly. Like, there's not a lot of fan games that I really have a lot of fun playing, but the ones I would probably recommend, top 3 for me personally would be Remake, Streets of Rage 2 X, which, like I said, that one's a bit rough around the edges, but to me it is pretty fun to play, and Rage of the Streets. Rage of the Streets is pretty old and dated though, just a warning. So yeah, for me, I liked it because it's just kind of nostalgic. It's one of the first games that I played and it really got me into wanting to do my own project. But yeah, those are the top 3 that I would give you. Okay, so we also asked what character would you like to see and why. Dino says Adam without a doubt. Of course, the man's had to sit out for too long. We totally agree with that, man. Like I said before, I want Adam to be the next character to be announced. Yeah, like just keep the hype train going. You know, don't BS around. You know, don't give us people that we already know is going to possibly be in the game. Like we already, like I know for sure that Max and Skate would probably be in the game. So D-Slog says he wants Yuzo Koshiro in the game. I mean, if you want to be technical, Max would be Yuzo Koshiro. Because, I mean, Yuzo likes grappling characters. He created Max. He played as Max in Street Rage 2. Like, he's on the scoreboard and everything. And then on the Bare Knuckle 2 cover art, I think they kind of snuck that in there, but Max's face kind of looks like Yuzo's. So, Max is Yuzo? Confirmed? I don't know.
Max is Yuzo unconfirmed.
Battle Athlete says, it's gotta be Skate. He adds nice variety with his fight style and skates, not to mention sometime in his past when he be in his 20s. Not sure how he would look now, but I bet it'd be sick. Yeah, we agree, and I'm pretty sure he'd be in his mid to late 20s, depending on how far in the future this game is. So, yeah, like I said before, you know, I'd hope he'd be athletic, just a slim, athletic dude that's in his late 20s. Probably in college or something like that. But, you know, even more reason for him to be part of the team because he's not a kid anymore. Like, we're talking about a very fast, nimble, slim dude in skates. Like, come on, that's the most badass thing you could probably think of in this game. That damn weasel says, I feel like we're either going to see Skate or a new character that fills in the Max Thunder Big Burly Pro Wrestler slot with gusto?
Oh no, please don't replace Max.
Yeah, that's tough,
I
man.
love Max.
Because, I don't know. If they had a big grappler that played like Max and they did stuff like Max and he had a pretty badass design, I wouldn't mind it. It just bothered me because it'd be like, well, why didn't you just bring back Max?
Yeah, because honestly, I don't know. Streets of Rage 2 is the first one that I played. I played it with Yana. Max was one of the first characters I ever really messed around with on there. And, I kind of just got used to him. So, it's just kind of like, bring back my boy.
Garkin Stork says, Max is my big, strong, slide to get around angel. I think that was in reply to the other question. But speaking of other characters though, No Style Student BK Zoomin says the unnamed policeman, aka Murphy.
Oh.
I think that would be a great idea. I would like to see him as like a retired cop, retired disgruntled cop, maybe some kind of Punisher type thing.
Yeah.
I would like to see him since they have juggles, because now they really have opened the Pandora's box for me when they have juggles. I would like to see him be a gun-kata guy like Shank. Like, I want to see...
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool to have like a Shank-like character.
I want to see him a mercenary. I want to see Murphy come back as like some kind of...
Because, look at this art anyway. It's very Shank-like anyhow.
Yeah, Shank was...
I feel like...
Shank was pretty
why not
bad.
bring in a Shank character?
Shank was like a pretty bad bone animation, flash animation kind of thing, as in comparison to hand-drawn. But I like the mechanics in Shank. And it'd be nice to see Murphy come back as like some kind of retired disgruntled cop. So, Prohibited says, I don't know how anyone can say this looks like a Flash game. This looks incredible. Also, Blaze's look is inspired by the Streets of Rage 3 promo art. Yeah, we pretty much agree. I feel like from first glance, if you look at usually anything that's not...
I feel like if you're not paying attention to it well enough, it could probably pass as a Flash game.
I think anything that is drawn to anybody on a screenshot is going to look like a Flash game. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter how good the art style is. People are always going to say, oh, it looks like a Flash game. Because it's not like something that... It's just... If for whatever reason, people seem to think that when a game's not pixelated or something, it suddenly is a Flash game. That's just what it's going to look like. And... It's kind of dumb to me because... I know the difference between something like a Flash game or whatever. Like, it's not often that it's very well animated like this. And seeing the game in action, going at like 60 frames per second and everything, like it looks really good. It doesn't look choppy, like it, like I said, I think it's just something that they need to see for themselves. Streets of Rage 4 exists says, bring back the rocket launcher policeman. We just talked about this, Murphy becoming a gun-kata guy, but I assume he's talking about bring back the mechanic. Honestly, I'd rather not see the mechanic come back. If there is going to be any screen-clearing moves, I would rather they take a note from Streets of Rage 2 Game Gear and give every character their own specific screen-clearing attack. And since the special moves take away health, and you can recover it normally through attacks, I think what they should do is now take the same meter from Streets of Rage 3 and use it for a super move, like a screen clearing super move. I don't know if it should recharge by itself or if you charge it up by doing attacks. But that would be cool to have that, just have like that as a little nod as a screen clearing move. Now if they brought back Murphy, maybe his screen clearing move would be one of the police attacks, or both of them. Maybe it randomizes between the two. That'd be cool to see. But I don't think they're gonna bring back the actual police mechanic any other way. I don't think they're gonna bring it back other than that. Corey Maru asks, what is the story premise in this title? Are you working closely? Oh, I think you meant to say, are you closely working with some of the original team remaining at Sega? Now that's a good question. I might ask them that on the podcast. Honestly, I might ask them if they're working with anybody from the original team. I don't think that's the case. I think the trifecta of team is what we pretty much got, outside of some help with Yuzo. Yeah, and we don't even know if Yuzo is going to be there for sure. Like, it's just an assumption that he's going to be there. It sounds like he is, but I would think that they're probably not working with anybody originally from Sega. They may have their blessings. They may pop in and oversee some things. Maybe, I'm not sure. But so far, it just seems like it's just going to be the indie team, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Tony Musha says, we need to know. #Yuzo Koshiro. Again, as I said, signs are pointing towards, yes, we are going to get Yuzo on the soundtrack.
Seems like it's pretty hinted at that.
We all know people want that, so, like I said,
Yuzo wants that.
yeah, like I said, only time will tell. Mark Booth asks, are other playable characters going to unlock? Wait, okay, let me try to see if I can read that. Okay, I'm guessing he's asking, are there going to be other characters to unlock? Expansion of movesets and combat dynamics. How many enemies on screen? Are there going to be any elevator levels? Whipping hookers? And Mr. X, the antagonist again. Well, as for the first question, I hope that they do have some unlockable characters. That would be nice to see. We just got through talking about that though. The expansion on movesets and combat dynamics. If he means the starter system, I don't think that's going to return. But if he means that there's going to be more moves, it's a possibility. From what I'm hearing, I'm not really hearing anything brand new as far as the movesets go. So all I can say is stay tuned. I mean, only time will tell. He also says, I'd like an unlockable feature that lets you play as any character from the game, from Punks through Shiva. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier as well. Fight and Rage does this in like the bonus modes of the game, and we would like to see that too. Ben Burnham says, is it still set in the 90s? If not, why not? I'm just going to assume that it's not in the 90s. Axel
has a beard now.
Well, it's not like he couldn't have grown a beard at any time in the 90s, but...
Well, yeah, but I mean...
I'm just assuming
his whole
by
look
his...
is so different, too.
Yeah, I'm just assuming by his entire design that we're looking pretty far into the future here. So, yeah, I would probably say not in the 90s, and if I were to guess why not... usually the Streets of Rage games take place in current year of their release. So if this game's released next year, or maybe 2 years from now, maybe that's just gonna be a thing. It's gonna be current time. The Worst Warrior 01 asks or says, there's a possibility to have leaderboards. He's asking this. Weird how you phrased it, but he's asking basically, is there a possibility that to have leaderboards modes like Hotline Miami titles do? I don't really know anything about Hotline Miami, but I'm assuming he's asking for like leaderboards for like scores and time and stuff like that. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't add this in the game. Seems like a simple thing to add. Listia1, because I can't really say the name properly here. Okay, basically he's asking who's the woman at the end with the snake. We have no clue. Like I said, we're going to assume that maybe it's the final boss, the way they introduced her, but we have no clue who it is. No clue at all. Mushi asks, will every last story character be playable from all the older games? Hell, even a remake Ruja would be awesome. Well, we don't know that for sure, but like I said, we would like to see at least the original 6 characters come back. I would like to see Rue, Shiva, and Ash as well, if they can get them in there. I highly doubt Rudra would be put in the game. I mean, sorry, she came from a fan game. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, it would be cool to see at least the original 6 to 9 characters that came back, along with a couple of new characters. NYG Fan for Life says, is it for Xbox One? Again, we don't know, but assuming that it's made by Dotemu and Lizard Cube, I'm gonna assume that's gonna be on every platform. I don't see why this would be exclusive to anything. And if it were gonna be exclusive, it probably would already been announced just right off the bat. So I'm just gonna assume it's gonna be on all platforms. Rudy Booty asked, it would be nice to see Shiva again. Maybe even have a redesign to add some more details, because the jumpsuit is a little too plain. Yeah, I agree. It would be nice to have something new for Shiva. And like I said before, he's one of the characters I do want to see come back as well. I would like to see him as like I said, character on Redemption or something. Something of the like, he's back and he's, helping the team and whatnot. That'd be pretty cool to see. But that is actually all for the Q&A and for the video. So yeah, like I said, thanks for helping us get up to 100 subs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope this video wasn't too long, because we had a lot to talk about as far as like our speculations, our wishes, our thoughts, and all that stuff. Yeah, regarding the game, and of course I wanted to do Q&A. But yeah, we got some more stuff coming up. I've been hearing a little bit more information that I do want to talk about. I also want to do I think I may actually do another Q&A, or at least I would like to get some comments from you guys in our comment section about the game, what you guys want to see and whatnot. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share.
Hit that notification button.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to mention that because I think it's kind of a stupid feature to have on YouTube.
It is a stupid feature, but you gotta work with it.
Also, follow us on Twitch, twitch.tv/BrawlersAvenue. But yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Catch you guys later.
See ya.